With No Time to Die serving up as Daniel Craig's swan song to James Bond, the big question is, of course, who will take up the mantle as the new 007? The internet has some ideas, as do we, so here are 7 actors who could potentially play James Bond. Henry Cavill. Cavill has openly expressed interest in playing Bond, saying,
"If Barbara and Mike are interested in me in any capacity to be a part of their movies, then I will gladly have that discussion with them, and that'd be something I'd be very keen to explore further."
Cavill has quite the resume, but we have a sneaking suspicion Eon Productions would not be interested in an actor already famous for an iconic character like the Man of Steel. That's why other fan favorites like Michael Fassbender, Tom Hardy, and Tom Hiddleston are also likely no's. Plus, Cavill has in the past lacked a certain emotional depth we tend to associate with the character, especially after Craig. Idris Elba. Elba would appear to be perfect casting if not for his age. To his credit, he looks youthful for being almost 50, but the next Bond will also need longevity, and 3 movies are the minimum. Craig was 51 when he retired from the role, and Pierce Brosnan was 49, but Elba would be pushing 60 by the time of a 3rd film. Seeing a Bond at that age could be compelling, or give off major dad vibes. We'd love to see it, but it's also understandable if Eon passes on the idea.
I am aware of the effect I have on women.
Henry Golding. On the opposite end, Golding would be the youngest Bond since Sean Connery and George Lazenby, who both were first cast in the 60s. Golding is only 34 and the breakout star of Crazy Rich Asians. The British-Malaysian actor has also proven he can capture all that Bond can be. Check out the range between A Simple Favor, Last Christmas, and The Gentleman for proof. Plus, he looks great in a tux. Dev Patel. No doubt a charming and charismatic actor, Patel could very well bring a sense of humor back to Bond that has fizzled out as of late. Having starred in The Personal History of David Copperfield, Lion, and The Green Knight, to name a few, he certainly could handle whatever direction the future Bond films lean, whether from the humorous side to a darker, more brooding interpretation, which Patel demonstrated in spades as Sir Gawain. Too bad he disagrees, claiming he doesn't want the part. But Daniel Craig also didn't see himself filling the spy's shoes, so there's hope. Richard Madden. An actor on the rise, especially with a smaller part in the Marvel Universe, Richard Madden is looking for that big role which will put him over the top. He's also in the sweet spot of 35 years of age, which means by the time they filmed, he'd be approaching his late 30s. More importantly though, Madden can act. He's still probably most famous for playing the King of the North on Game of Thrones, but he's also been racking up standout performances in Bodyguard, Cinderella, and Rocket Man. He really is a top contender for the role in our opinion, but we're not done yet. Rege-jean Page. Page is also a favorite, turning heads and making millions swoon in Bridgerton. On the younger side, he could fit the role for a long time and bring in a younger audience to the Bond franchise. But really only having one major role, it's hard to say if he's ready to take up the iconic agent's Walther PPK. He's a bit of a wild card. Dan Stevens. There's no doubt Stevens has the acting chops to handle Bond. Going from Matthew Crawley in Downton Abbey to the titular serial killer in Adam Wingard's The Guest to a mutant in the Marvel TV series Legion, he's got range. There's really nothing holding him back from playing Bond, so that makes him an easy contender to play 007 for a whole new generation. Who do you think could be the next Bond?